Hi guys, welcome back to my channel PB Bank's One Good Trade. So today I am going to give you a overview of my trades taken yesterday as well as my trades taken today. So I'm covering the 18th of October and the 19th of October. As you can see, I am in London session. This was for yesterday, taking a gold trade. There's a buy signal and the candle has closed on top of the line, so that's my entry point. Just to note, I am taking 0.5% risk and aiming for 1R. However, I have been cutting some of my trades early and I will let you know why. It might just be due to my own personal analysis, but I will explain to you when we get to that trade. So this one I did let run, and let me show you my take profit, and that was a great take profit. So this was my trade for gold in London session. Now I will take you to New York session for the same pair gold, and this again is for yesterday. Hi guys, just showing you the trade for gold in New York session yesterday, and this was the buy signal, and so I entered over here. Again, it closed above the line and it hit take profit very instantly, so that was a great trade. Let me recap NAS 100 and for yesterday, and then I will do US 30 as well. So this is a recap of my NAS 100 trade in London session yesterday. Now, as you can see, I do aim for 1R. There was a sell signal, stop loss at the other side of the range. The difference is that I did close on this doji right here, and that's simply because I needed to go out and I needed to just close all my trades before I go. It's my personal preference. I'm not one of those people that like to have trades open whilst I'm trying to focus on other things. So to prevent that from happening, I would rather just, grab my profit and be stress-free, worry-free, and then I can focus on other tasks. So as much as this did get to 1R, I did close it at this point and I got 0.42. So it's not that much. However, I do find taking profit is a personal preference. You should take it when you feel ready, and if you feel comfortable holding it whilst you do other tasks, that's absolutely fine. I just don't believe I'm there yet. However, after it going into drawdown, it did get to take profit. So if I was at home, I would have held out and let it play. I am definitely starting to do that with my trades. I'm either letting it get to stop loss or I'm letting it get to take profit. This is a recap of NAS 100 on New York session. As you can see, there was a buy signal and I went in when there was a pullback. I thought it was just stop where the line is. However, it did continue. Now something strange happened yesterday where although this shows that it wicked out of the range, I think due to my spread, I actually managed to stay in by a pip. So that was quite freaky and it ended up working out for me, considering it twice went to where my stop loss actually is on MT5, and then it went to profit. So this was a very, very lucky win, I have to say. But yeah, I actually experienced having a spread being a benefit of mine yesterday, which is usually not the case. But you know, Alpha Capital Group is great in that sense, if I'm honest. So yeah, it kept me in this trade by a pip and I got a good profit out of it, so I'm very happy with this one. Now let me go on to US 30. So these are my two trades for US 30 yesterday on the 18th of October. As you can see in London session, I did close early. Like I said, I was quite busy yesterday, and yes, I could have held for longer because price action did go to that point and even continue. However, I'm still getting comfortable with setting and forgetting, so I would prefer to get on with other tasks knowing I've closed out all my trades and that's me done for the day. Also, whenever you're making a decision, you do realize that in hindsight it can look better, but there is always two sides to the coin, and it can also go the other way. So if I didn't close this, for example, it did get quite close to stop loss. So if I had kept it open, like I said, there's always two sides to the coin, and you know, if you make a decision, just own it and be happy with why you made that decision. It can go in a positive way, it can also go in a negative way, so it's really up to you. And obviously you do make a decision for a certain emotion at that time, or your mindset, or something that you've seen on the charts, and that's absolutely fine. This is my New York session. There was a sell signal. This candle closed below the line. This one was probably a better entry, if you can see. However, I did wait for a stronger candle. Now this trade actually did continue to go down. However, I did close it early. And like I said earlier, there's reasons why you close early. For me, I just thought it keeps bouncing on previous day low. It could reverse. However, it did continue to go down. But that's my trades for the 18th of October. Now let's go on to today. So this was my US 30 trade for today. There was a buy signal and the candle closed on top, so I market bought this, aiming for 1R. Unfortunately, this did end up being a loss. I thought it might retrace, however it did not. For me, I thought maybe it will bounce from the midnight open and go back up. However, it decided to do a U-turn and go into the sell side. So I could have taken a second trade and actually done a sell side trade, and that would have been more profitable. However, I just find that if there's one direction and I've already gone in, to 9 out of 10 times it is correct. Now today, possibly due to the news in New York session, the price action was not consistent, so I did take a loss. But you know, as traders, we know losses do happen, and you also know that the next one will be a win. Especially with Wealth Waves, I just know that it's not a problem to recover your funds. It will definitely happen. You're following a system and it's absolutely fine. This was my New York trade. As you know, there was red high level news today, and I wanted to get out of the trade before I felt the shifts of the news. So there was a sell signal, and I entered when this candle closed, so I got a good entry. However, you can see I only got 0.71, and that's because I just made the decision that for me it's nearly, 3:30. I knew there was news, which is high important news, at 5 o'clock UK time, so I just wanted to be out of the trade before then, so I just took what was on the table, and I'm happy with that. This is a recap of my NAS 100 trade today, London session. As you can see, it was a loss. I did enter at the buy signal where the candle closed on top of the line. However, it did do a U-turn, and as you know, US 30 and NAS 100 are quite close, and they do tend to follow each other's patterns, so price action is actually very much the same, and the same thing happened where liquidity was taken and then it continued. I did not go for the sell and I did not re-enter, and that's just because of my risk appetite. I know that I would rather take this trade, and then whether I win or lose, the next one in the next session will be the decider. It's not a problem. With WealthWavesProfits, makes it easier because actually you're just following the system with regards to where to enter. I am aiming for 1 hour right now. However, if you did want to add levels onto it, like I do still keep tabs of previous day high and previous day low, midnight open, all of that, and you can still aim for that, but just right now I'm just aiming for 1 hour, and taking it from there. I know that the next trade with Wealth Waves will be absolutely fine, and even if I have taken a loss, 9 times out of 10 the next trade does tend to resolve itself, just because of the odds, and that's what trading is. This was my trade for New York session. Again, we were so close to high level red news. I just wanted to get out of the trade, so I did close at 0.41, and this was at my 4:30 with high level news at 5 o'clock, so I made the decision to close, and I'm quite happy I did because price action did reverse. So if I had stayed, I would have just got this massive loss, so I'm quite happy I closed early. And for me to close early, it was, again, it hit previous day low, and I saw 2 wicks, so I decided to close on the second one. It seemed a bit more concrete to close, instead of continuing and seeing what happens, and this is how you can manage risk, especially on news days. These were my gold trades today. So in London session it did hit target, however I entered on this candle. Now what happened was, when this candle closed, now what happened was, because I had the loss on US 30 and NAS, I decided to move my stop loss to break even, which was here, and due to spread, unfortunately I did get taken out where this candle comes in. So yeah, sometimes spreads don't work for you. And then it did continue. And then it did continue for more. But sometimes these things happen, and it's just one of those things. You just have to realize that you made the decision for a reason, and there's always two sides to the coin. It could have equally done a doji and come down, and price action could have gone against me, just like it did in US 30 and NAS. But if you do make a decision, just own it. I did still end in some profit, but just not what I wanted. So as much as I do let my trades go to stop loss or take profit, today confirmed why I should do that even more, because this would have hit my target if I had not moved my stop loss, so I will be taking that on board. For New York session, it's a very small take profit. Again, we were getting close to red news, so I just wanted to close, and seeing the wicks made me a bit worried, so I decided to close early. And to be honest, I'm happy I did, because it did reverse, and I would have been taken out on stop loss anyway. So that's my trades for gold today, and a review of my trades for the past 2 days. So thank you for joining me, and I'm still enjoying using the WealthWavesProfits indicator. It does take out the emotion of knowing whether your analysis is correct or not. You just follow the process. And even with my losses, I have made profit. So today I do end the day in blue, just not as much profit as I made yesterday. But here is my P&L, and join me again tomorrow.